Christians have long been skeptical of the mainstream media, and for good reason. The motivations behind the stories and coverage provided by these outlets are often shrouded in bias and a lack of understanding of Christian values. This distrust stems from a multitude of factors, including the media's blatant disregard for objective truth, their consistent misrepresentation of Christian doctrine, and their evident hostility towards people of faith. One of the primary reasons Christians cannot trust the motivations of the mainstream media is their propensity to present biased and one-sided reporting. Rather than striving to provide balanced and accurate coverage of events, many media outlets instead focus on promoting a specific agenda or ideology. This often results in the marginalization and misrepresentation of Christian perspectives, with stories frequently being framed in a way that is detrimental to the faith. For instance, when reporting on social issues such as abortion or same-sex marriage, the media often presents the Christian viewpoint as extremist or intolerant, while portraying opposing viewpoints as progressive and enlightened. Furthermore, the mainstream media has consistently demonstrated a lack of understanding of Christian doctrine and theology. This ignorance is evident in the way they report on Christian news and events, often relying on sensationalism and misinformation to attract viewers and readers. For example, when covering stories related to Christian denominations or movements, the media frequently fails to consult with knowledgeable sources, instead relying on superficial research and stereotypes. This lack of understanding not only perpetuates misconceptions about Christianity, but also contributes to a culture of mistrust and hostility towards people of faith. The mainstream media's hostility towards Christianity is another significant factor contributing to the distrust felt by Christians. Many media outlets have a long history of attacking and mocking Christian values, often using ridicule and condescension to belittle people of faith. This antagonism is evident in the way they report on Christian leaders and organizations, frequently implying that they are intolerant, bigoted, or even dangerous. The media's double standard is also apparent, as they often hold Christians to a higher standard than other groups, criticizing them for perceived hypocrisy or intolerance while ignoring similar issues within other faith communities. In addition, the mainstream media's reverence for secularism and humanism has led to a culture of moral relativism, where absolute truth is dismissed in favor of subjective experience and personal opinion. This worldview is deeply at odds with the Christian perspective, which emphasizes the importance of objective truth and moral absolutes. As a result, Christians often find themselves at odds with the media's promotion of relativistic and postmodern ideologies, which undermine the authority of Scripture and the teachings of Christ. The consequences of this distrust are far-reaching and significant. Many Christians have begun to seek alternative sources of news and information, turning to online media outlets and social media platforms that provide a more balanced and nuanced perspective on current events. This shift has led to a fragmentation of the media landscape, with Christians increasingly relying on niche outlets and communities that share their values and worldview. While this trend has its benefits, it also raises concerns about the potential for echo chambers and the erosion of civil discourse. In conclusion, the motivations of the mainstream media are inherently untrustworthy from a Christian perspective. The media's bias, ignorance, and hostility towards Christianity have created a culture of mistrust and skepticism, leading many Christians to question the accuracy and fairness of their reporting. As Christians, it is essential to be discerning and critical in our consumption of media, seeking out sources that provide balanced and accurate information, and being willing to engage in constructive dialogue with those who may hold differing perspectives. By doing so, we can promote a more nuanced understanding of the complex issues facing our world and foster a more civil and respectful public discourse.